Why women heal better together. Now, one of the most common patterns that I see in women's health is not weakness. It's not failure. It is isolation, quietly carried, highly functional, and rarely named. Now, many people are not alone in their lives, but their experiences have nowhere to land. They are coping, managing, and showing up while carrying parts of themselves in silence. So in this New Year's episode, I would like to explore why healing was never meant to happen alone, and how self-connection supports regulation, resilience, and integration, especially for women. Welcome to the Hope Ignites Healing podcast with your host, Dr. Lillian Kalisa, a space where we speak everything holistic health and healing. This is a space for women especially who are seeking to find healing, that is, from a place of inner completeness, making small, simple, and yet tangible steps towards full health, and therefore a lifestyle of healing. In this space, we believe in the 1948 definition of health, that health is a state of complete emotional, physical, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease and infirmity. And through my personal story, and all the medical knowledge gathered through the years, this is now the mantra with which I live my life and teach others to do the same. Now let's redefine health together, shall we? Welcome to Season 4, The Rebirth. Hi, my friend. Hello, my family. Hello, the Hope Ignites Healing podcast community. Happy 2026, Happy New Year, happy wellness, health, and every goal you've set out for yourself. In this Rebirth series, if you've been here long enough, you know what we've been talking about. We're going to dig deep into why women heal better together. And this explains why I keep talking about community, why I keep inviting you to events, to communities, to programs. Let's make meaning of it, right? Listen to this. One of the most common health patterns that I have seen in women's health is not weakness or failure or even burnout like we often say. It is isolation, quietly carried, highly functional, and rarely named. So at the Holistic Health Hub, we are going into a 𝘧𝘬𝘬𝘲𝘬 formula that I will explain as we keep going, and it's going to guide our action. We have a direction, right? And you've heard me talking about this often. Clarity is in the doing. I tell you, every new day becomes clearer. So in this 𝘧𝘬𝘬𝘬 formula, there are pillars, and the L pillar, talking about link, connection, that is social well-being, being a regulator for regulation and resilience. So us being connected, having a rich social well-being, leads us into adequate regulation and resilience to live a life of wellness, of full health, and of abundance. And I'm here to explain that. Are you ready for it? Let's dig into it and see what this has to do. This podcast, I'll tell you, has quite a lot of detail in science, but I'll make it as simple as possible. Knowledge is power. So there's this kind of isolation that I see in women. Not the obvious kind, not being alone in a room full of people, but you're being alone while you're functioning, while everything seems to be going. You're showing up, you're responsible, you're capable, you're holding many roles very well, and you got it all together. Well, it looks like. And yet there are parts of you that experience something where it doesn't have where to land. So you're experiencing things that you don't exactly know where to put them, if you get what I mean. And because you look strong, you articulate, you're reliable, it is easy for that isolation to go unnoticed, even by you. So many women will not say things like, I am isolated, or I'm alone. They will say things like these, and this means the same thing as I am isolated. Things like, I don't want to burden anyone. Things like, others have it worse. I should be okay. I should be happy. Comparing yourself to others. Others will say, I'll deal with this later, not now. And slowly, you're carrying it alone becomes normal, becomes the new normal, and you're working in autopilot. You've heard me saying that quite a bit. But listen to me, ladies. Did you know that from a health perspective, this kind of functional isolation is actually recognized as a biological stressor? Believe it or not, large population studies have shown that perceived social isolation, even when somebody is busy, productive, getting work done outwardly well, ticking the boxes, it actually activates the same stress pathways as physical threat. You being socially isolated is similar to, for example, a lion or a snake chasing you, God forbid. That adrenaline is the same. So your body does not know the difference between you being socially isolated and an animal, a lion, a cat, or a snake chasing you. Your body will not distinguish between being unsupported emotionally and being unsafe physically. So we can only imagine how much damage that is if your body is continuously in autopilot like a lion is chasing you. This is what is happening. You have increased cortisol, elevation of inflammation, strain of the nervous system over time, and all the biological effects that come from accumulated stress. I want to reframe a cultural belief that is among us, especially women. Somewhere along the way, many women have absorbed a quiet belief, like strong women heal alone. I am strong. I should get it all together. I should suck it up. That belief often comes from survival, from seasons where you had to manage, where support wasn't available, where keeping going was the only option because remember, your plate is still full. And yes, that strength matters. Do not get me wrong. It's important to have that resilience. And guess what? It has served you all these years if you're listening to me and you connect to what I'm talking about. But here I am to tell you that survival strategies are not the same as healing pathways. You've learned to survive. You've learned to take it all in. But I'll tell you what is happening to your body biologically are the effects of inflammation, accumulated diseases, and you're wondering what is going on. Independence can keep life moving, but healing requires integration. And integration rarely happens in isolation. I'm here to explain what I mean by that integration. Now, in medicine and psychology, we now differentiate coping from healing. You learn to cope, but your body should go through healing. Coping allows function under strain. The one I'm explaining, you keep going. But healing requires nervous system recalibration. And this is what I mean. You're helping your body to shift out of long-standing survival, stressful modes to relearn what safety, balance, and regulation feel like, given the constant circumstances around you. I always tell ladies, you're not going to change your stressors. You're not going to change your job. You're not going to change your family. You're not going to change the people around you. But your body needs to recalibrate to cushion better with the stresses around you. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about emotional integration and meaning making meaning of what is going on. And this I've had to do even for myself. Before I teach my patients and clients to do the same, I've walked that path. Now, research in trauma-informed care, I told you that I'll be digging a little bit into science because that is my strong point. Research in trauma-informed care also shows that environments that emphasize self-reliance without relational safety often prolong stress symptoms, even in highly competent individuals. So they're teaching you to be reliant and keep carrying on without actually addressing safety for yourself in the relationships and experiences around you. When we bring in clinically the work that I do every day, and humanly speaking, because we are humans, women tend to process experience rationally. I know most over time, we've been called emotional. Women are called exceptionally emotional. But there is an element where we go rational, where a woman will rationalize and say, you know what, things like these, that's not my battle to fight. I will choose peace. This is not urgent now. Let me focus on what I cannot do. Things like those. Now, this does not mean that women are weak. This does not mean that women are ignoring the circumstances and covering things under the carpet. Now, this only means that women are wired for connection-based regulation. As I go deeper, a little deeper into science, neuroscience supports exactly what I'm talking about, the connection-based regulation. Studies in co-regulation show that human nervous systems stabilize through safe social contact. That is, when a voice and tone are safe, when there is facial expression that's friendly, when somebody is attuned to listening to the other. What I'm talking about is that we connect better. There is neuroregulation when such symptoms are seen. So women in particular demonstrate stronger activation of such pathways when circumstances are safe. So what happens is they release oxytocin. So there's an activation of the oxytocin system under stressful circumstances. Now, oxytocin is not a soft hormone like people often think it is. Oxytocin is that hormone that actively lowers cortisol, reduces cardiovascular strain, believe it or not, and improves emotional regulation. And oxytocin for women, or for all of us, even men, is produced through relationships, through deep relationship. Best example, when a baby is born, the mother is given oxytocin, the extra hormone that is produced when a mother connects to their child. When a lady receives a hug, when you embrace a pet, when you embrace a toy that you love, what you receive, that warmth and that calming effect in a deep hug, is actually oxytocin. And that hormone, believe it or not, reverses the effects that stressful circumstances have caused in your life. That's when you're really low. That's when, for example, when you're really low, a hug just makes a difference. So this process is creating warm association and integration. So connection is not emotional luxury. Connection is a biological regulation. It is a healing mechanism through an oxytocin system. Now, what I see repeatedly in practice is this, that when a woman speaks an experience aloud in a safe, non-judgmental space, her nervous system often settles before anything is solved. Nothing dramatic changes, but something shifts. Her breathing slows down. She becomes calm. She could have started at a high with a lot of anxiety, throwing tantrums or, whatever the case. But by the end of the discussion, her breathing is slower, her thinking becomes clearer, and her body softens. I'm not talking about venting. I'm talking about a safe space. And in clinical observation, this I have observed in practice over the number of patients and clients I've encountered. And it has been measured in studies. And with my expert knowledge in patient-centered care, the use of heart rate variability of your heart rate, shows that being listened to with empathy actually improves autonomic balance within minutes. Meaning that when you're listened to and you connect with your physician, that connection where there is understanding, achieving common ground, you're listened to, you're satisfied, your heart rate varies to safety. So it slows down and you become warmer. Your autonomic balance gets better within minutes. Your nervous system feels better, in simple terms. Look, there's no advice needed in that time, not necessarily. You're not necessarily fixing things. Your body is recognizing safety and it downshifts from survival mode, even without a clear solution given. Why is that? Because unspoken experiences carry a lot of weight. When experiences remain internal, like we often keep them in there, they loop, they replay, they gather interpretation without connection. A cycle keeps going. You're busy working your mind, but you're not moving forward. But when an experience is witnessed and acknowledged, I'm not talking about fixing it. It's not rushed. It's not judged. It often becomes lighter. Not because someone else carries it for you, but because it no longer has to be held alone, the load is lighter. Now, again, in cognitive neuroscience, the science of thinking and using our senses to make sense of what is happening and guide our behavior, cognitive neuroscience describes this as an externalized processing. So you're making sense of what is outside of you and allowing your nervous system to receive it with safety. Naming an experience activates the prefrontal cortex. That is the part of the brain that recognizes thought and thinking clearly. So, externalized processes, stick with me, please. Activate the prefrontal cortex. So you're enabling that part of the brain to recognize that thought and think clearly. But also, it reduces the limbic overload. The limbic system is that part of the brain that deals with emotions, memory, being motivated, and your body making sense of whatever is going on in your life and bringing you into safety. So when we have externalized processing that I'm talking about, your limbic system overload is reduced, the emotional overload, the painful memories, the demotivation that comes with all of that. There is a regulation of it. And remember, prefrontal cortex excitation or regulation enables recognized thoughts and clearer thinking. Do you realize where I'm going into? In simple terms, I'm talking about when something is spoken and it's witnessed safely in a safe space, the brain recognizes it instead of reliving it and replaying it in the loop that I was talking about. And this is not emotional dependence. This is called neurointegration. So you're integrating your nervous system into what is happening on the outside that is causing the stressors so that your body can make sense of it so you think clearer, reorganizes it, and brings it into safety in your brain. So isolation delays healing, ladies. Not because women can't heal alone, but because healing alone costs so much more. When an experience has nowhere to land and it has been kept in, it stays heavy. It stays circular. It stays self-questioning. And these are the questions that ladies start to wonder from within. Am I overreacting? Should I be coping better? Should I suck it in? Why does this still bother me when it passed? Those are the questions from within. Now, isolation quietly reinforces self-doubt. Before you know it, you're second-guessing the person that you are. You're second-guessing your qualities, you as an individual, not because something is wrong with you. Hear me out. But it's because experience was never meant to be metabolized in silence. I always encourage ladies to stick with places of silence, but to interact with their emotions. So having meaning and making sense of what is going on is part of you interacting with your emotions. You're not covering them under the carpet, but you are experiencing them. So it's experiencing them with yourself, if you've grown enough to speak with yourself through meaningfulness, meditation, or you are expressing them in a safe environment outside of yourself. And from a public health perspective, chronic isolation is now associated with increased risk of depression, cardiovascular diseases, autoimmune conditions, and poor recovery outcomes. Isn't that the trend that we are seeing around us, left, right, and center? So many things that have not been talked about. And the World Health Organization recognizes social connection as a determinant of health, not a lifestyle preference. So it's urgent for us to connect in safe environments. Healing slows when regulation is absent. And regulation, like I've explained, is harder to sustain alone. So now here I bring in communities. Why are these communities that we build under the Holistic Health Hub important? Like the one we have with the Hope Ignites Healing podcast. This is because healing together does not mean we are emotionally dumping. It does not mean endless venting. It does not mean losing agency and your independence. It does not mean that someone is carrying you. That will make you feel good, but it will not enable you to have neuroregulation. Venting is different. What I'm talking about is that these healthy communities, healthy spaces, they are structured and they are boundaried. They are facilitated and not chaotic. They are time limited and not endless. So they are not a feel-good thing. They are reflective and not reactive. They are grounding and not overwhelming. Healthy circles do not make women dependent. They make women clearer and be seen. Clearer about what belongs to them, clearer about what needs attention, clearer about what can be released. That distinction matters deeply. The distinction between it being an emotional dumping or endless venting and so on, or a healing space that is facilitated, organized, and led by a professional. This mirrors best practice in group therapy, which you've heard about, where we have medical support groups, trauma-informed wellness programs, healing programs, post-drug addiction healing communities and group therapies. All those are based on these principles. There is science behind it. Evidence consistently shows that such structured group environments improve outcomes more than unstructured sharing, right? It feels good to meet with friends and just have a talk and vent and lash it all out, but there has to be structure for it to make sense. So in such structured group environments, boundaries protect autonomy, facilitation protects safety. Together they allow connection without collapse. So again, at the Holistic Health Hub, we have such structured environments. I'll give an example. The heart behind programs like The Significant One, a carefully designed group immersion, a 1-year immersion in emotion and spiritual wellness. They are not about fixing women, but they're about restoring the connections, the conditions in which healing naturally occurs. That is safety, witnessing, structure, and shared humanity. We have another one called the Wellness Mastery that is actually having a retreat this month of January, supporting physical wellness and emotional, enabling women to be inspired together to improve their bodies. Because again, doing it alone is something you've done for many years and have failed. But with somebody, accountability gives 90% success. And that's what we've learned. So as you listen to me, my lady, I invite you to sit with 1 or 2 gentle questions. We are not fixing, we are not answering immediately. We are simply sitting with these questions and acknowledging them. You might ask yourself, where have I been carrying things that were never meant to be carried alone? Or you might ask yourself, what kind of support would help me integrate my life, not escape it? Pause the podcast, take a moment, and ask yourself from within. Just notice what arises. Awareness itself is movement, it's action, it's you moving forward. Now, this understanding, if you go through that, is the heart behind the group spaces that we create in the Holistic Health Hub. Like I've said, programs like The Significant One, the Discipline Challenge, the Wellness Mastery, which is happening this January. Our guided immersions exist not to rescue women, like I said, but to give experience somewhere safe to learn. Spaces where women are witnessed, where reflection is guided, where connection supports regulation, not dependence, and above all, evidence-based practice. Healing is not rushed, and no one is required to perform vulnerability and pour out their issues like everybody thinks. It's structured, it's facilitated, it's time-bound. So before we close, my listeners, I want to offer 3 gentle places that you can begin, not to fix anything, but to support regulation and resilience, to open your mind to how this journey could look like, hopefully for the year 2026 as we start it together. Step 1, name where experience has nowhere to land. Where does your experience have nowhere to land? So here we are coming from awareness into regulation. Notice one area of your life where you carry something silently. Not because it's dramatic, but because it feels inconvenient, unfinished, or hard to explain. Why this will help you is because naming reduces cognitive load, the load on your brain. It improves awareness to yourself and it calms the nervous system. There is no action yet that is required. It's simply awareness. Step 2, choose one safe witness, not an audience. And in choosing one safe witness, you are connecting, changing connection into containment. You're connecting, but leading you into containment, into the regulation that we're talking about. So remember, healing does not require many people. It requires one safe, grounded, non-reactive presence. This may be a trusted friend. It might be a facilitator, a professional. It might be a small structured group like we do in our programs, or a guided space like we do in our programs. The emphasis is that it's not about venting or being rescued. And if that happens, most of the time we gear back to what is our direction. The focus is on you, lady, to make you healed enough to sustain the environment in which you are. So it's not about venting or being rescued. It's about being witnessed. All right? Step 3, pay attention to your body after being heard. So we're getting into integration, leading us into resilience. You're making use of the prefrontal cortex and making your limbic overload lighter by you carrying resilience, discipline, and a way to heal through this process. So after you speak something aloud, notice what happens in your body. Does your breathing change? Does your chest soften? Does your thinking slow down? Do you feel lighter? Why this is important is because it teaches embodied regulation, it builds self-trust, and this reinforces that healing is physiological, not just emotional and psychological. So as you heal and deal with your emotions, your body actually recovers. Hence, you having lighter breathing, your body feeling lighter, and even natural healing to your physical body. So healing does not mean becoming dependent on others. Hear me out. It means allowing experience to be processed in a way that your body was designed to process it. Our bodies are not meant to carry stress day in, day out. We are not meant to be chased by lions day in, day out. We are meant for safe connection, healing, and recovery. Your body knows what to do. Just support it. You do not need to rush this. You do not need to do it perfectly. You only need to stop carrying everything alone. Now, if this episode touched something in you, let me leave you with this. All good things have to come to an end. I hope this was one of the ones that is not just an end, but is a beginning to a new way of doing things this 2026. There is nothing wrong with you needing connection. There is nothing weak about healing together. And there is no failure in realizing that you were never meant to do everything alone. It is power. You do not need to be more open. You do not need to be more vulnerable and throw out your linen in public. You do not need to expose yourself and your trauma. No, you need to be guided through facilitated healing environments. You need the right kind of space. That's what I'm talking about. And you know what, ladies? Those spaces exist. It's always an honor to be here and pour it out to you the way I have lived it, the way I have taught my patients to live it, and my clients. So join us again at the Hope Ignites Healing podcast. Don't miss the next episode as we dig deeper into this vital wise approach, this thing about women healing together. And remember, many women are not alone, or people generally are not alone in their lives, but their experiences have nowhere to land. They are coping, managing, and just showing up while carrying parts of themselves in silence. So this new year, I want you, and I hope that this episode has helped you to explore why healing was never meant to happen alone and how self-connection supports regulation, resilience, and integration, especially for women. Your host, Dr. Lillian Kalisa. I'm here to inspire hope through health. and above all, to add the glow to medicine. I'll see you on the next episode. You take care of yourself. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.